what is your opinion? Some of the entrepreneurs on this call are looking at the U.S. market. Should I even do this anymore? They're asking themselves these questions. So what do you think about this current situation that we're facing just in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah. This is an everyday question. Being an expert, people think that I have answered, but let me give my opinion.
Sure.
The tariffs cannot. So first, let me come this way. When there is a tariff of 50% on the product when you import into the US, who should absorb this 50% cost? The exporter or the importer, who is the consumer, end consumer? In lifestyle products, since there is a competition from different markets, so if India, suppose you take it, the cloth industry, or any other lifestyle products, when you're bringing the product into here, it adds another 50%. The importer don't want to take that 50%, then they can choose an importer from other country. It's possible. No disrespect, but I want to say that there is a chance that you can change your source of your, shoe manufacturer or cloth manufacturer. But when it comes to the pharmaceutical industry, when I am the exporter from India, if I say that I don't want to take this 50% extra charge, the importer on the US side have to take it because they have no other alternative to change the manufacturer. So that is the advantage India will be on this for pharmaceutical industry. So in summary, I would say India will be having a more upper hand on these tariffs. Right. And then either US should take this cost or they have to compromise. I think that's why there is a pause now. The discussion is going on. Okay. Yeah. I know the process. If I cannot take this cost, being an importer in US, if I want to change the manufacturer from India to other country where there is no tariff, it takes at least 2 to 3 years to get the reapproval of this process.
Agree.
Should I pause my business for 3 years? No. And then what happens eventually? The importer has to absorb this 50%. That means the consumer will be paying 50% more on every month medical bill, which is not easy for a lot of senior citizens. So there should be a way to go. I hope these two governments will work together. End of the day, senior citizens who are the chronic patients every month paying $400 to $500 monthly medical bill, the bill goes up to $750 to $800. This is big impact.
Agree. Yeah. So in summary, guys, I would also say that I think Naresh and me are in a similar position where we're taking a long-term perspective on Indian manufacturing, which you should also, that we're going to keep making things for a very long time. What happens in regulatory in between this president coming in for 3 years, changing a bunch of things in the last 3 weeks? I've been in Indian manufacturing for 10 years. So I'm taking a long-term perspective on it. And also, if something happens that's completely disastrous from a policy perspective, there's the Canadian market, there's the European market, there's the Australian market. But I do think, as you said, similar to if you look at the semiconductor and microchip industry, these or rare earth minerals from China, these are critical industries. The US cannot even survive without these industries. Similarly, India is providing, as you said, 87% of generic pharmaceuticals. All of a sudden, a 50% tariff. And these are some of the most profitable, powerful companies in the world, US pharmaceutical companies. Are they going to really deal with that 50% for the next 3 to 5 years and all of a sudden just implemented 3 weeks ago? These are all political and economic questions and policy questions. Neither me or Dr. Naresh can really answer what is going to happen here in the next 3-4 weeks. We have no idea. But my guess is something will happen to not have that be there in the coming weeks or months. That's my guess, my prediction. But let's see what actually happens. We don't know.
Yeah, I would say don't be panicked. I think this is not going to be long term, and it's only a political right word to say.
Agreed.
And it's definitely not feasible business model with a 50% tariff. And Rohit, that's definitely, we're waiting for that. And just I want to add on that, we already see that there is the impact of tariff from other markets like China. already they've imposed last 4 months, 4 to 5 months. We've been seeing that. But industry is very clever. We always find the alternate routes.
Right.
I mean, whether there is a possible, I can't speak out here, but people are trying to do the ways to do the business. That's how the expertise. They're all in the industry for a long time. They know.
Yeah, they're exactly what you said. Everyone figures out ways. Everyone's very clever. The ways that I am dealing with the tariff, I'm not going to say it here on this recorded line, but there are ways to deal with it, and you can take that offline with either of us.
Exactly. Only thing I would say that this is not going to close the doors. We still will be there, and then we'll work on that. Yes.